everyone, it's your girl Miss Solomon from thedatingtruth.com. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter at thedatingtruth, and you can subscribe to this channel up above. When I talk about connecting with strangers, going on a first date, going on multiple dates, we are likely to ask people questions because we want to know more about them. The problem I have with asking questions is, one, a lot of times people ask the wrong questions. Two, they don't know what to do with the information that they get. And three, it's just totally fucking boring to be on a date and it feels like an interview. So the reason that I think it's important to ask interesting questions is because I hate questions. It's something that was kind of ingrained in me as a child. When I was a child, I wasn't allowed to ask a lot of questions. And as I got older, I just began to get instantly, easily irritated by people who ask a lot of questions. Now, maybe this is something I should work on. It's my own emotional baggage from childhood. But when I was younger, my parents taught me only ask a question if you absolutely cannot come up with the answer on your own. Now, when it comes to personal information, well, that's a simple one. Obviously, you don't know, what this person does, who this person is. You don't know much about them, so you have to ask questions. But the way I look at it is that if you have to ask a question, make it as interesting and thought-provoking as you can, because in dating, you want to separate yourself from other people. You want to sound different. You want to seem to this person that you're interested in that you are different. And so why would you ask the same boring, annoying, stereotypical, interview sounding questions like everybody else? Like, have you ever been on a date with somebody and they ask you, well, where do you live? Well, what do you do? Well, where are you from? How long have you lived here? XYZ, and it sounds so linear that it's like, did you even listen to the answer? What I want to suggest is a few question words that you can add or incorporate into your everyday conversation that are a little bit more interesting than the traditional who, what, where, why, when, and how. So although you may get a yes or no response, it's just, I think it's just breaks up the conversation. It makes it a little bit more engaging. And sometimes it encourages people to open up a little bit more simply because they've never heard that question before. And when you use a couple of the words that I'm going to suggest, you're basically opening up, or you're basically asking questions that this person may or may not have ever been asked on a date. And that sets you apart. It creates for interesting conversation, and it engages the person you're on a date with. It makes it sound less like an interview and like you really care about what they're talking about. If you don't want to try it, you'll never know. I do it all the time because it works for me, and that's why I'm sharing this information with you. If it doesn't work for you, then that's okay. But listen, ask yourself, is what you're doing right now working? So I want to give you some advice on how to ask questions that are interesting, that are engaging, that will give you the information that you really want to know to make an informed decision about the person that you're going out with. The first words I think you should incorporate on a first date when you're first meeting somebody, anytime really, is are, is, would, it's, and have. Are, is, would, it's, and have. Are you the type of person that likes to travel? Is that something you would consider doing the rest of your life? Or would you ever consider moving out of the country? It's very difficult to become a doctor, isn't it? You can ask have. Have you ever done this? Have you ever thought of this? Have you is a great way to start a question without sounding boring. It really sounds like you're interested in what they're doing. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel.